You can go ahead and lie down, however you are comfortable. We're going to start class today with a little mini Savasana, a little body awareness. So you can really lie however you're comfortable. If you like the knees bent or straight, if you like any props, go for it. Hands resting wherever they're comfortable. Take some time to settle in. And then take some time to just feel your breathing. So, as always, trying to really slow down, not necessarily taking the deepest breaths ever, but just making them very full, very conscious, very good. In and out through nose, if that is comfortable for you, so that you can start to build some heat in the body. Can you feel yourself just settling with every exhale that you take, relaxing a little bit more and more, even if it's not super obvious, just know that that is happening. If you're met with some resistance today, that's fine. And start to notice all points of your body that are connected with the ground beneath you. So you can scan your body on your own and just bring your awareness to every little part of your body touching the ground. What feelings or sensations does that offer? Do any parts of the body feel heavier than others? And can you even notice space between? So maybe the back of the neck isn't touching the ground, but you can feel that space between the ground and the neck. The arches of the feet, the back. And maybe you can also notice any parts of the body that might be touching other parts of the body. And if no body parts are touching, can you feel that space between body parts? Whatever your situation is right now, just feel it all. Can you feel the muscles in your face? Notice if you're holding any tension, maybe through the forehead or on the eyes, through the jaw. Can you feel a sense of softness? Can you just let go? Maybe even feeling the tongue in the mouth. Maybe it's glued to the roof of the mouth, maybe to the teeth. And finally, the breath. You can even use your hands as a tool here and just feel that breath enter and leave the body and how the body changes as that happens. So as the breath enters the body, the belly rises, the ribs expand, the chest lifts. As you exhale, everything sinks back in. And throughout this practice today, maybe you can really try and feel all of these things, those connections, the movement in the body, as we move in and out of postures. So when you are ready, we'll meet with just hugging those knees into the chest. So you can take hold in any way that feels good. And it might feel good to rock a little bit. It might feel good to stay still. No right or wrong. Just let your body guide you. Notice how if introducing any movement does start to bring any tension anywhere. And see if you can focus on softening. And then we'll gradually bring the knees right over top of the hips, lift the feet. So we're at about a 90-degree angle. Let those arms come really wide. Just feel the chest open while still having the back connected to the earth. And then gently let both knees fall over to the right side. Now the gaze can stay straight up, can track over either shoulder. If you want to readjust the position of the arms, of course, that's fine. Just starting off our practice with a super gentle twist. How does it feel to breathe here? And let's move slowly as we bring those knees back into the center line. And then take your time, letting them fall to the left side. Just notice what you feel. Feel that movement, that transition, that shift. And then once you settle into this twist, just notice how this side of the body is feeling. Not from a place of comparing, of judgment, simply of observation. Just be curious about your body and how it feels. Starting to bring those knees back to center. And here we'll just extend the legs straight out, reach the arms up overhead, point the toes, stretch the fingertips. And then start to wiggle the upper body over to the top right corner of the mat, taking a little side bend, but we're reclined, so it's very gentle. If you'd like to deepen further, you can walk the feet over to the bottom right corner of the mat, and you always have the option to cross that left ankle over the right, if that's something that feels good. Just feel everything happening in that left side body. So start with the most obvious sensations. The places where you feel the most opening, the most space, the most stretch. And then can you start to notice even really subtle things? And if not, that's fine. But just the act of searching for that is presence in itself. If the ankle is crossed, you can uncross and bring those feet back to center. We'll wiggle the upper body back to center and then all the way over to that left side. Again, reaching the arms up, hands maybe interlaced or they can just rest alongside. And then if you'd like to deepen, feet over to that bottom left corner of the mat. And again, you always have the option to cross the right ankle over the left. Just this little C shape, a little half moon shape with the body. Now we're really getting into the right side. Again, start with really obvious sensations and feelings. And then see if you can tap into the more subtle things. And then uncrossing those ankles, feet back to center. Upper body back to center. Again, point the toes, stretch the fingertips, breathe in. Exhale, hug the knees into chest. Rock a little side to side. And then we're going to start to rock forwards and backwards. So massaging the length of the spine out on the mat. You can do this as many times as you'd like, eventually coming all the way up to a seated position. Rolling those shoulders back once you do reach a seated position, finding a sense of grounding through the sit bones, growing tall through the head, just tuck the chin to the chest. And ever so gently bring the right ear to the right shoulder. On that exhale, chin back to chest. Take it to the left ear, to the left shoulder. And back to chest. Let's find one more to the right. Move at your own pace. If you want to deepen, you can tiptoe the fingertips out. Eventually working your way to the left side. We'll all find ourselves back in center. The head back up to neutral. Rest the hands on the knees. Just breathe. How does it feel to be in your body right now? How does it feel to be still? Bring the hands to heart center, palms touching in front of the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, let it go. If those eyes are closed, you can blink them open and we'll come onto all fours. Continuing to warm up the body here. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees, hips distance, moving into cat and cow. Breathe in, belly drops. Exhale, dome the spine, drop the head. And continue that every breath in. Feel the belly drop, the back stays strong as the heart lifts and the gaze lifts. Exhale, reverse. Curve the spine, drop the head. See if you can keep your core engaged as you move. Inhale, drop and lift. Exhale, curve the spine, drop the head. And a few more like this. After one more exhale, just return to your flat back. Walking the hands forward, just slightly hinge forward. So we're coming into a plank position, though those knees are on the mat. And really slowly, with strength, lower down to the belly. Untuck the toes if they're tucked, fingertips super light, tops of the feet rooted. Inhale, lift the chest, little cobra, super gentle. And chin taps. Two more like this. Let the inhale peel up. And the exhale lowers you down. One more. And lower. Press into the hands, come up to your tabletop, and then tuck the toes and lift the hips. Come into your first downward facing dog. So really getting into the low body here. You can keep a bend in the knees. You can pedal the legs out. Either way, we're still opening through the upper body, so the back is strong, hips lifted, chest melting. You feel a sense of grounding through your fingertips, taking the pressure off of your wrists. You can even peek up. If you notice your wrists are at a 90-degree angle, can you melt back a little bit? You might even need to bend the knees to take the pressure off. And then really slowly, let's start to walk those feet up to meet the hands. So we'll meet in a forward fold at the very top of the mat. Lifting up to a flat back. Hands can come to the shins or to the thighs. And on the exhale, we'll fold all the way down. Keep the knees soft, tiniest little bend as you sweep the arms all the way up overhead. And then as you exhale, hands come down by the sides, mountain pose. Breathe in, sweep the arms, soft knees, fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back, lengthen. And on the exhale, fold here, we'll just hang. So if you are tight, either in the legs or the back, keep that little bend in the knees. Even if you're straightening through the legs, we're not locking the knees, so it should be soft. And the head just hangs heavy. The arms can hang or come to elbows. You can stay still, you can rock, you can shake the head around. Anything that feels right for your body. Release any hold that you may have. Let the arms hang, let the head hang. Keep that little bend in the knees. And really slowly we'll just come up to a standing position. So vertebra on vertebrae stacking, head the last thing to rise, meeting in our mountain pose. Take a breath in. Exhale. Let's bring the hands to heart center and just begin to bend the knees. This can be as light or as deep as you'd like. For now, weight is evenly distributed between the feet. Knees are stacked over the ankles, whether the feet are together or apart. And then we're gonna step or slide this right foot back, coming to lunge. And let's release those hands by the sides. So really quick, just checking in alignment-wise, this left ankle is over the knee. If it's above or below or in front or behind, you can readjust. Sweep the arms up. Feel length through the fingertips. Grow a little tall through the spine. And then on the exhale, we're going to spin the back heel down and open up to warrior two. So if you need to widen your stance, feel free. Still bent into this left knee, knee over the ankle, and the weight is balanced over the two legs. Arms out in line with the legs, fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Let's bring the left elbow or forearm down to the left thigh, and that right arm can reach either straight up or over towards the top of the mat. Most important thing is that chest is nice and open. The whole side body is strong, so no sense of collapsing. And we'll slowly lift up to a warrior two, and then we'll reverse. So flip that front palm. Right hand now slides down the back leg. Left arm reaches, palm facing to the back of the mat. Let those shoulders be nice and soft. And again, we'll come to a side angle. So moving with the breath, left elbow or forearm on the thigh. Super light as that right arm reaches up or overhead. One more time to reverse the warrior. So the inhale brings you up to warrior two. Exhale to side angle. Notice how that left thigh is feeling. If it's carrying too much of the weight of the body, can you send some back? The next time you breathe out, we're going to bring the hands all the way down to the mat. So the back heel is going to spin up, and then we'll drop the back knee. You can untuck the toes if you'd like, hands to the ground or blocks if you have them. Just straighten that front leg and fold. So if it's uncomfortable underneath that right knee, two options. You can place something cushiony underneath that right knee, or you can find a lift through that right leg. The knee is just there for support here. Anyway, we'll bend back into that left knee so the foot is fully rooted. We're going to lift the upper body up and bring hands to heart center. And then take a little twist to the left. So you can stay here with palms touching. You can open the arms wide, taking up space. Or again, with palms touching, you can bring right elbow to the left knee. Coming into your version of twist, they're just different versions of the same exact thing. So what shape does your body feel good in? We'll slowly work our way back to center. So if the elbow is on the knee, lifting, we'll all come back to center. Hands down to the mat. Slide that left knee back to meet the right, coming to tabletop. Take a minute and shake it out. Rock the hips, circle the spine. And then we're going to hinge forward. Take your time lowering to the belly. 2 cobras here, lift head, neck, and chest. Maybe those fingertips hover. Exhale, chin taps. One more time, a controlled and super gentle lift. And then we lower down. Press into the hands, find your tabletop, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips. Safest way to get there. We'll take a bend into the knees. Gaze comes between the hands, and then walk the feet to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, flat back, lengthen it out. And then exhale to fold back over those legs. Breathe in, arms sweep all the way up. Hands to heart center, bend the knees, drop the hips, chair pose. Feel the weight equally balanced through the feet, both feet rooted. Can you spread wide through the toes? Maybe even send the weight back and gently wiggle the toes, just so that we're not rocking forward. And then we're gonna step that left foot back to lunge. So back heel stays lifted. This left leg can be stronger. You can keep the tiniest bend in that left knee to keep the core strong. Release the hands by the sides. Finding a sense of grounding through that right foot, some strength building in the leg. And then on the inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Shoulders soft. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Maybe you need to widen your stance, maybe you need to shorten. Take a peek down with that right knee and let that be your guide. You want it over top of that ankle. So if it's way behind, maybe you need to shorten the stance. If it's way over, you might need to longer. Can you find some strength in the mid-body, belly button in towards the spine? And then we'll find side angle. So right elbow or forearm grazes that right thigh, and that left arm reaches up or overhead. Making sure that the chest is lifted, that left shoulder isn't caving down, and also that we're not totally collapsing into this right side. So to make sure of that, we're not just dumping the weight of the body into this right elbow. We're using it as a tool to just find some lift. On the inhale, lifting up, warrior 2. And then we flip the front palm face up, and on the exhale, left hand slides down the back leg. Right arm reaches high. Nothing changes in the legs. If the legs are tiring, maybe the breath becomes stronger. Don't let the mind interfere, telling you you can't do something. Of course, if something hurts, that's totally different. One more time, we'll come through side angle. So flowing fluidly, feel your body move through space as that right elbow or forearm grounds and that left arm reaches. Breathing in, warrior 2, and exhale, reverse. Right leg super strong here, lots going on, breathe. And then on your exhale, both hands are going to come down to the mat, one on either side of that foot, as the back heel spins up, and you can drop the knee if you'd like. Again, you can cushion underneath that knee. You can keep it lifted. Either way, we're going to straighten that front leg and follow. Hips go back. If you have blocks, you can walk them back with you. All right, let's walk it forward. Once that right foot is rooted, we're just going to lift the body up, hands to heart center. Take your twist now to the right. And again, you can stay upright. You can open the arms wide, or with palms touching, you can bring elbow to knee. What feels good on this side of the body might look slightly different than the other side, and that's okay. Our bodies are different. Wherever you are, just breathing into this twist and trying to make space. Let's go ahead and come back to center. Gradually, those hands will come down to the mat. We'll slide right knee back to meet the left. Shake it out a little bit, rock the hips, circle the spine. And then when you're ready, coming forward, take your time lowering down. One cobra here, lift the chest. Exhale, chin taps. Anytime you're taking cobra, you want to find tabletop first and then tuck the toes and lift the hips. Take the pressure off the back. Just breathe in this downward dog for a moment. Can you feel your hips lift a little bit higher? Maybe you need to soften those shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you need to bend the knees slightly. Either way, we'll all take a deep bend in the knees. Maybe you lift the heels high and then start to walk it to the top of the mat. Lift to your flat back, lengthen it out, and exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Maybe the belly even comes down to the thighs. Let the head be super heavy. And then really slowly, we'll inch our way up to standing. Eventually finding our way to mountain pose, taking your time to get there. Releasing hands by the sides. Breathe in, sweep the arms. Interlace the fingers. And then take a bend in the left elbow. So the right elbow is hanging heavy. Hands still interlace, and the left elbow nestled into the back of the head. See if you can lift the chin a little bit. Notice if those ribs really want to pop out, and see if you can even find some strength in the core, maybe keeping a little bend in the knees. We'll start to unwind. So keep the hands interlaced, just release the hands up, and then take it to the other side. Bending in that left elbow, right elbow into the very back of the head. Reach the hands up, uninterlace the hands, and then bring them down by the sides. And finally interlacing them behind the back and pulling those hands away, opening through the heart. So really opening through the front body, undoing all this tension we find in the shoulders and the chest. From working at a computer, from sitting, anything you might do. Release those hands, find your mountain pose. Just feel a sense of softness. Keep this space in the chest as you bring the hands to heart center, grounding through the left foot. We'll bring the bottom of the right foot to the ankle, to the shin, or to the thigh. Above or below the knee, just not placing the foot directly on the knee. And hands can stay at heart center, or really they can go anywhere. So sometimes down by the sides feels good. Maybe the hips, maybe behind you, maybe up above you. Feel free to play around, find movement in between these variations, or to just pick one and hold. Movement, of course, makes things a little harder, but harder isn't always the better option. Anyway, what I'm saying is just do what feels good for you. As always, that's what my classes are all about. Let your gaze be super steady and your breath be fluid. These little things that help with balance. And then really gently unwind. Right foot lowers, the weight shifts. And you gradually take it to the other side. Find a sense of balance through this right leg before anything else. That is your foundation. Spreading through the toes. Grounding through the base of the foot. So 2 corners at the very top of the foot of the ball, 2 corners at the heel. You want to find rooting through that. And you find that sense of grounding. Think about what we did at the beginning of practice. By feeling the parts of the body connected to the earth, can you feel those parts of the feet connected? That's going to be your base. In any posture, really. So we find that in our mountain pose, and those mountain principles apply to every posture that we do. Go ahead and slowly lower the left foot down. Shake it out, roll the ankles out, shake the legs, just release any of that stagnant energy. You can shake the fingers. And then we're gonna come into a little bit of a wide stance. So just a little wider than the hips. The feet can kind of point out slightly if you'd like. And we're gonna bring the hands to heart center. So think of your body like an elevator here. We're just going to start to sink. So coming into a squat, take it slow. So if you stop right here, that's great. If you have the space to keep moving, those elbows can come to the thighs and those hips can sink. And if you're somewhere in between, use props underneath those hips for a little support. See if you can find a lift with the chest wherever you are. And really, unless you're supported with something underneath the blocks, the legs are really, really working here. Let's go ahead and press into those feet, and we'll do the same thing, coming right back up. And those arms are gonna reach high, and those hands come by the sides, and then start to heel toe those feet back in toward one another. Coming into your mountain pose. Can you really feel those feet connected with the mat? On the inhale, let's sweep the arms high, and then soft knees fold forward. Lift your flat back, find some length. Bend into the knees to plant the hands down, step it back to your plank. We're gonna drop the knees, untuck the toes, take your time lowering to the belly. Hands released by the sides. Feet are really connected here, so tops of the feet press, even that pinky toenail is rooted, and feel the kneecaps lift without disconnecting the tops of the feet. The core is gonna stay super strong here to protect the back, so feel that belly button lifting into the spine, and press the hip points down. Keeping this strength, just lift upper body, head, neck, chest, maybe the arms. Doesn't matter how high you lift, as long as you're keeping that structure from the core to the toes, you are safe and protected and working hard. On the exhale, go ahead and lower, gaze over your right shoulder. Maybe the feet fall out to the side. Just let everything relax while getting a gentle stretch on the neck. And then gaze, we'll come back to center, set yourself up, so palms down, core engaged, hip points press, kneecaps lift, tops of the feet press, even pinky toenails rooted. Same thing here. Well, you can do the same thing, or if you'd like, you can interlace the hands behind you. Either way, we're gonna lift head, neck, chest, and either lift the arms or pull those fists away. If you'd like to incorporate the legs and you want to find a little lift through the feet, that's your choice. Either way, we're working a nice back bend, nice heart opener. We're unraveling all this tension that we often find in the front body, just from our work and day to day. Especially working from home or just being at home. Your body might feel a little bit different, your routine's a little different. We'll release here. Gaze over the left shoulder, hands relax. You can even shake the hips a little side to side if that feels good. And then we'll bring gaze back to center. Hands are going to come to mid-rib. We'll prop ourselves up to tabletop, knees wide, feet touch. Sink back towards the heels, come into child's pose. If the forehead is able to reach the mat, feel that connection with that third eye. The space between the eyebrows just connecting with the earth. If you're craving some sort of connection, but the forehead doesn't reach, place something underneath your head. Just breathe. Next breath in, we'll rise up to all fours. So knees will come back underneath the hips, feet extend straight back. And we're just going to extend that right foot back. Toes can either tap the mat, or you can lift to hip height or below. We just want the core to stay strong. So again, feel the belly button coming in towards the spine. And then release that left arm out in front of you. The palm is going to face in. So you can keep the toes on the mat for balance, but still find that strength through the leg and core. So whatever you're doing, that leg is strong. Feel the fingertip reach really, really far forward. The heel reach really, really far backward. And then gently lower to all fours. Shake it out for a minute. Rock the hips, circle the spine, rock the head. Don't really think about what you're doing. Just let your body guide you in movement. Starting to find your way back to the center. And we'll take it to the other side. So left foot back, and again, toes can tap the mat, or you can lift. Either way, that leg is active, the core is strong. And then eventually that right arm comes out in front. So we're going to flex the feet if the foot is lifted, and the palm is going to face in towards the body. So little adjustments just to help keep things strong and focused. Notice if you're holding your breath, try and breathe fluidly. And then lower to all fours. Again, move freely. So it might look like cat and cow. It might look kind of fluid like a dance. You might look like a lunatic, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. Just move. In any way that feels good to move. Let your body guide you. We'll eventually come all the way seated. Extend those legs out with a soft bend in the knees. Let's flex the feet. So take your time arriving there, but once you're there, those hands will come by the hips, fingertips pointing towards the toes. Bend in the knees if you need, just to help keep the spine nice and long, flexing through the feet, finding a staff pose. Working all those muscles for our posture. Sweep those arms up. And leading with the chest, hinging from the hips, begin to fold. You can keep that bend in the knees, even if you'd like for a different take on the fold, deep or soft. Slide those hands up towards the body. As you do, you can take a deeper bend in the knees, and we'll let the knees fall out to either side. Bottoms of the feet come to touch. So the feet can be close or far from the body. Find something that works for you. Taking hold of ankles or the feet. So if you're tight, you can help guide those knees down through the elbows. You can peel the feet open like you're reading the pages of a book. And you can choose to stay upright, or you can begin to hinge. Both variations have different offerings, so play around, see what feels best. You can give yourself a little foot massage while you're here. So in this time of isolation, you might really be craving touch and human connection. Can you find that with yourself? Feeling tension in the feet start to release. How does it feel to connect with yourself? If you've hinged, start to rise up and guide the knees together. One time here, we'll find an upward tabletop. So the hands will come behind you. And you can feel free to keep the hips on the ground or find the lift of the hips, neck, and head to in line with the spine. Again, just undoing all this tension in the shoulders. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Breathe in as you sweep the arms overhead. And then on the exhale, roll all the way down onto the back. Once you're there, bring the feet maybe even a little closer into the body. Let's bring the feet wide and the knees come to touch. Take a goalpost arm. So bend in the elbows. And then gently let the knees fall right. And as you do that, bring your gaze left. And just hold here for a moment. And start to bring the gaze and the knees back to center. And then as the knees fall left, the gaze falls right. Few rounds of breath here. Bring it all back through center and slowly bring those feet back in toward one another. Hands by the sides, palms are going to face down. We'll find one set of bridge pose here. So finding a lift through the hips. You can stay, you can wiggle onto the shoulders, you can interlace hands beneath the body, or if you have something sturdy like a block or bolster, you can slide it underneath the hips for a supported option. Either way, find a softness through the face, so no strain around the eyes, through the jaw and forehead. Feel that sense of relaxation. Move down to the shoulders. And even though the legs, the back, the chest are all working hard here, can you find a sense of softness? Let's breathe in one last time. Use the exhale to lower the hips down. And then hug the knees into chest. So left hand to the left knee, right hand to the right knee. And let's push those knees away and then circle them out to the side, bring them back in. So hands still connected, just guiding the knees through little circles in opposite directions. How does this feel on the low back? How does it feel if you switch directions? Next time the knees come back in together, we'll bring the feet down to the mat and cross the right ankle over the left knee. So you can stay with the foot on the ground, or as always, you have the option to guide that left knee into chest, right hand through the space between the two legs, both hands interlaced underneath either the left thigh or in front of the left shin. If you are hugging in, go ahead and keep those feet flexed to help keep the legs active. And just breathe into this here. Spending a little time here to really feel whatever is coming up. And go ahead and lower that left foot down. Uncross the leg, but extend right leg straight up. And either let it hang in space here, or take hold of the thigh, shin, ankle, or foot. Upper body stays completely connected with the ground beneath you, no matter what variation you're taking. And just feel a little length and space through the back of that leg. Release any hold that you have. Moving super slowly, leading with the heel. Can you lower that right foot leg down to the mat? So as the leg becomes a little bit heavier, as it gets closer and closer, can you slow down and really be present in how that feels? Notice how there's a shift in the rest of the body. So maybe you need to activate the core. Maybe that left foot presses a little bit more. Just notice little tendencies. And then once the right heel does reach the mat, feel everything become super relaxed. And when you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. So bring that right knee in to meet the left. And then left ankle over the right knee. Again, you can stay with the foot on the ground, or you can bring that knee into the chest. You don't have to pick one thing and hold for the whole entire time we're in this posture. Maybe you start in one place and then decide you want to move forward, or maybe even back off a little bit. Lift into your body. If you are hugging in, the whole upper body should be super relaxed here. So we're not lifting the head, straining the back, moving it all to make connection here. Go ahead and lower right foot to the mat, extend left leg straight up. Again, you can let it hang in space, or you can take hold and hug it in. And then releasing any hold. And again, moving really slowly, leading with the heel. Feel that leg lower down to the mat. The slower you go, the better. Really feel how the body changes as that foot lowers. Feeling it become heavy, the leg become tiresome, the mind telling you just to collapse that leg down. Take it slower when that happens. Knowing that once that heel reaches the mat, you can feel it all relax. And then bring that left knee in to meet the right. Let's let the arms come really wide and lift the feet off the mat. We're going to wind down with the same twist that we started with, but we're going to start to the left. So both knees fall over to the left side. And you can stay with the gaze straight up, or again, it can go over either shoulder. Begin to bring those knees back into center and take your time taking your twist over to the right side. Settling in here. Knees come back into center, feet down onto the mat. Just take a minute and let the back relax. Make any adjustments that you need. Take a full breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And then one by one, go ahead and extend those legs straight out on the mat. Resting the hands wherever they are comfortable on or beside the body. Closing the eye. Settling into your Shavasana. And for the next few minutes, we'll just rest in this place together. So rest is something really important. We don't always allow. Our worlds are so busy. Maybe this time where we have no choice but to be home a little more than we're used to. It's a time for us to practice resting. Really feel your body settle into rest. Let your breath carry you into this place of stillness and relaxation. Remembering that the point of all of this is not to completely shut the mind off. It's not possible, but just to recognize if and when it is drifting and having the tools to bring your attention back in, just to return to what is present. So trying to control that tendency to get caught up in the past or in the future. To recognize that it's happening. And without any judgment or really strong feelings or any negativity, just returning to what's present for you. And do so through breath awareness, through body awareness, lots of different ways. And can you be intensely aware of your next breath in, feeling it fill the body, and feeling it leave the body. And you find the tiniest little movements through your limbs, fingers, and toes, and start to work your way in and feel each movement that you make. And go ahead and take a little bend in the knees. And gradually make your way to one side. Just spending a moment here in transition, thinking about what you'd like to bring into your day when you step off of this mat. And slowly prop yourself up to a seated position. Allow the eyes to remain closed and bring the hands to heart center. Take one last breath in. One last breath out. And I thank you all for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.
Thank you, Tori. That was great.